Somebody asked me about my Charlie comments, and I'm gonna make it extremely clear. For one, I've been following Charlie before any of you knew who the fuck he was. I know that to be fact, and I am probably the only person that paid for him in his member services when he launched that. I don't even know if any of you were even around at that time. There was a time when Charlie was doing shit that I wanted to do and didn't have time to do with regard to educating retail investors as a whole about the ongoings of the market. And he was doing a good job at looking into manipulation tactics and stuff, which he stopped doing. And he also progressively cut his AMC investment. He initially started in AMC and over the course of a couple months basically transitioned all the way to GameStop. And he almost lost his channel because he kept getting all emotional and pissed about AMC and rubbing the viewers the wrong way because the vast majority of us were following him because of AMC. Even now, I still don't think he has AMC. He says he has 10% left in AMC. I think he's full on GME. He gets a boner every time he talks about GME and always slides shade in towards AMC because of the way things aren't done, and the way that GameStop's doing things, the way A is doing things. Whatever. That's here nor there. I'm still subscribed to Charlie. I still catch some videos every now and again, but I was there before the guy had, before he ever even had like 5,000 subs, before he ever was even monetized, started the membership program, all that shit. And, now he's got 30,000 plus subs. I mean, if he's getting $1, and I know he's getting more because I've been in live chats where people were buying the $4.99 membership that says, do not buy this membership, because you can't just do a 99-cent one. You have to do the tiered level membership shit. So if even 5,000 out of the 30,000 are giving him $1 minimum, he's, making $5,000 a month on this. So he has to keep pumping videos out. So it's no longer the juicy content he was doing. YouTube demands you put out a certain amount of content, have a certain amount of live streams, and a certain amount of comments, all kinds of shit in order to maximize your profits. And I know he's smoking that really, really good shit too. And sometimes he just makes a video that doesn't have a point. It just doesn't. Like, he starts like he's going to make a point, and then I didn't learn anything at the end of it. I feel like I just watched a bunch of shit that made no sense. I didn't get the point out of it, which is fine. I'm not going to bash Charlie. That's never going to happen because he's not running around harming the community. He's not intentionally getting people to do shit they shouldn't be doing, or giving you, malicious false information to encourage you making a bad idea or influence your investing decisions. Whatever. He's got a channel that I know YouTube makes him have to keep up with. He's got to put a certain amount of content out. And I know he's just smoking that good ganja with that YouTube check. And it's hard for him to follow a story. But like even today, I wanted to watch another video to see if I could get something out of it. He's talking about a very old filing from November of last year. And he's all paranoid from that bud, man. I'm telling you. He's like, they're watching me, they're listening to me, and this is about the SAVE proxy vote. This has nothing to do with any of that. This filing here, the SR90 2020-98, which I've been over a couple times, has had a bunch of proposed rule changes. It was submitted in November. They were making an amendment that went up for comment. In March, they decided that the comments stood and they were going to have to rewrite the amendment. So they rewrote the amendment, put it back up for comment. Then in June, had to extend the comment on it. Finally, it's been agreed upon and it's being implemented, and it literally has to do with the fees of like Webull and shit or other brokerages when you sign up and you get free stock. It's technically a gifted stock, and are you supposed to get reimbursed? Because you get reimbursed for issuing proxy information and shit for the company, for the brokerage doing that, for the company handling all that. They get reimbursed for fees and costs, shit like envelopes and stuff like that, and stamps, all of that, to send it out by mail or whatever it costs to electronically send it out, they get reimbursed. They get reimbursements of those fees. That is what this amendment is about. That's what this whole thing is about. And it's about distinguishing the difference between gifted shares that someone didn't pay for versus ones they did pay for. And does that give them the right to collect fees on stock that they gave someone? Can they? Because then they could just be like, oh, yeah, we're giving out these fucking stocks and collecting extra money. That's all this has to do with. I'm not going to read through the entire fucking thing. I've already read it. I read it months ago, too. That's what this is talking about. And Charlie still puts out, a great video here and there, but we went different ways. He's not really invested in AMC anymore. He says he is a little bit, but that's really not even his primary focus. The only reason he keeps talking about it is because his entire following is basically AMC for the most part. That's his channel, is AMC followers. So he can't be too shitty like he was before he monetized himself. He almost destroyed his channel. He literally almost did by going off on AMC and saying everyone was stupid for being invested in it and not switching over to GME, and he had a meltdown. It happens. We all have meltdowns doing this shit. It just happens. But that right here, I don't know, that's not a good video he just put out. It's not. He's very hell bent on being right about this Say Technology thing and them using this to steal shit and whatever. And it's just not. There's no information to validate that in any way, shape, or form. None. And that what he just put out isn't correct. It's not. It's not correct, but he threw his, spin on that, like this is what they're doing and this is what's going on, and it's literally not. It's not. This has to do with stamps and fucking envelopes being reimbursed to brokerages that gave customers shares, not shares that they paid for, and whether or not that qualifies them to get reimbursements for giving shares to someone. That's all this is about. That's it. So I am still subscribed to Charlie. I still watch his shit every now and again, but for the most part, anything he covers, I've already gone over myself. So sometimes there's a filing that comes out I didn't get to catch because I didn't have time. But we're running out of filings and stuff to talk about. Honestly, we're running out of them to really go over and break down. He's just realizing how much BlackRock has and everything. I have been down the BlackRock rabbit hole last year, so I'm well aware of what they own, how they work, how they operate, and they got their hands in everything. They fucking own everything. So I still support Charlie and stuff. I'm not going to bash him, but I no longer pay him. I'm not giving him 99 cents a month. He's got 30-some thousand subscribers that can give him the money that hopefully he's providing them content they need and want. I just don't get anything anymore from it. I used to, because like I said, we used to go back and forth about trying to figure out the manipulation going on with everything, and then he just kind of stopped doing that. And I started doing it on my own, so I started a channel, whatever, no big deal. But I only paid for it because I felt what he was doing at the time was worth being paid for. It was educational to the community. It saved me time having to go through every filing all the time, but he doesn't do that anymore. Like the majority of the videos he puts out, I don't personally, myself, I don't get anything from anymore, or I've already gone over it myself, so it's not needed for me to, watch the videos. But a lot of the ones recently I have watched have been a little off base, and they haven't made sense. They literally, I didn't learn anything, I didn't get anything out of it, and I didn't understand the point he was attempting to make. So I just chalk it up to, he's smoking that good ganja now with his YouTube check. And, he means to make a great point, and I think he's just so high that he thinks he made it in